Yeah! Oh dear. Well, welcome back right away. Let's say Klonoa 2 Lunatea's Veil. So how turns out if you hold L2 and R2 when you start the game, that happens. Not as funny as Popka's intro, but almost as funny, I think. Anyhow. I have a lot more lives in this file than I do on my main file. Wow. Alright. So last episode we had some fun boarding on here in the mountains of Mira-Mira. Did I pick up all the... Yep, I have all the dolls so far. Cool. Somehow I missed one in Isha's arc on my main file. I don't know how. I didn't get the chance to recollect it earlier today though, so we'll see when I pick that up. Whatever. But you guys will... I am going to collect all of them on my main file so you guys can see all the bonuses for picking all of them up. Anyhow, so onwards to the Maze of Memories, the very heart of Mira-Mira, one could say. Kind of. It's probably my favorite level in the game. I'll explain why while we're here. It just happens to have the elements of pretty much all my favorite things of the gameplay in the Klonoa games. It's not much of a maze, it's just lots of puzzles. Mira-Mirans remind me of Ori from Ori and the Lost Forest. Gotta have new experiences to have memories on in the first place. I have memories to reminisce over. Well, whatever. The Labyrinth of Illusions. It's not much of a labyrinth, but it's a fun place nonetheless. And we opens up with one of the more annoying enemies. I like how you inflate their little ball instead of them. But I mean, this level has just some of my favorite things in the Klonoa series to a great degree. It has some. I've never enjoyed the puzzles to such a degree as I have the puzzles in this level, for example. And lots of them are just little things, but this level is full of little puzzles like just jump out to get this. And that's not really a puzzle, I suppose it's just teasing you beforehand though. It's just the level design that I like a lot, even when puzzles aren't involved. Basic things like that. But the actual puzzles, you get to see soon enough. I mean, they're not frustrating in any way, but they actually require you to think to some small degree. And actually take in the whole situation so you can actually figure stuff out to do it. And by the way, if you fall onto those glass shards or spikes or whatever they are, whoops, you will die instantly, so don't do that. I like the music too, though. The background throughout the entire level is always really fun to look at. It gets better as time goes on too, and aside from all the crazy visual effects and all the 3D stuff in the background, and everything just looking screwy in general, you'll get to see some more interesting stuff later on. I like it a lot. And more simple puzzles that I like that. That's a puzzle we've seen before, having a Boomy hit a switch on a delay, but still, I think it's kind of fun. They also have reflective effects. I'm curious as to how they did this, because most games where I see some kind of reflection effect being done is, instead of actually having things be reflected, you actually have two instances of whatever's being reflected. In which case, there's actually a second path that I'm seeing a second Klonoa walk on right now. It's kind of interesting. Like in LEGO Star Wars 2, for example, if you manage to, in any area that has a reflective floor, if you manage to glitch under the floor, there will be an upside down reflection of you walking above the floor, because the game puts its reflection of you on top of the floor instead of under it. So it's there under the floor. Fun stuff like that. Boom! We'll pick up that doll piece soon enough. Yeah, I like the mirrors in general, at least. You have really weird things like this pillar right here. It's more like reflective mirror stuff and actually like warps things towards its side too. I don't know how they did that. It's not the most impressive thing I've seen done on PS2, but still, it's pretty cool, I think. Something that I can appreciate. I like this one a lot too. Just a wall, it's so easy to end up hitting. That looks pretty normal. Creative use of the reflections. I don't know, it just seems like so much care was put into this level. And invisible Engapoko egg that's actually pretty easy to see, thankfully. Not to mention the fact that you can see two of it because of the reflection. Although one thing that does weird me out about this level is this room here. It's so simple. Like, weirdly simple. There's an enemy to kill, a mirror fairy, you pick up the giant enemies, drop the dreamstones, and then you leave. Kinda weirds me out. But yay, more reflective effects. Oh, it kinda reminds me of the master costumes on SSX Tricky. They were all reflective and stuff. Although not on the PS2 version, which made me sad. Yeah, this is an interesting room. This is probably my favorite puzzle out of all of them, actually. You know, this is kind of one of the easier ones. First off, though, I'll pick up the dreamstones and doll pieces. Actually, wait, no, I still need to go back in there to get... So, however convenient it may be, this one door allows you to actually bring enemies in with you. And use it to do stuff such as this. Now you could actually pick up that doll part as well as the 3 blue dreamstones on the other side of the room by just running straight through the spiker. But there's no fun in that, I guess. And there is some health for you to pick up nearby too, a triple heart, so you can survive it. You take 4 hits throughout all of it, and you can just survive with 2 hits left, with 1 hit left. But anyways, so you might be wondering how we get rid of this thing. We can't throw an enemy at its side because, aside from a lack of enemies to throw at its side, it can't be hit from the side. It has to be hit from the top, and we can't really throw an enemy down to hit it either. This it's a simple, easy puzzle, but it's the kind of counterintuitive solution that I just love for some reason. It's just kind of outside the box thinking type stuff, a little bit of creative thinking puzzle. Because what you do, you don't go down, you indeed go up. And take them out from there. I don't know, I just think it's kind of creative, and every person I've seen play through this game, I saw them get stuck on that one for a moment. Look at all the little details in the background. There's something that I can see in the background, I can't even tell what it is. Next to that red vase that's on the right. That thing on the left, I can't tell what it is. Looks like a drum set or something. What is that? I still can't even tell from here. And for some reason you hear a girl giggling. These reflections you see are supposed to be like your memories. I don't know what laughter has to do with that. Something that I really wish they did do, actually, is that I kind of wish they made Klonoa and the reflections his old design. So Klonoa in the mirror would actually be little pants Klonoa with no shirt and with a giant red collar. Just as an interesting throwback and acknowledging the whole memories thing. Okay, so this is another weird one. This is a not outside the box type puzzle. No real special thinking to put into it, but I like it in that you actually have to need to survey the situation, figure out what you need to do first. So, long-term goal. Get that crystal enemy over here. What they're called, Jikuri or something like that? I don't quite remember. However, he's here behind a box. We hit this. We can pick him up. And we can also charge him. And then we can't get up because the switch isn't flipped. So what do we do? And it's a simple solution, of course. There's a boomy and a switch, so naturally, as you would probably expect, you just throw the boomy next to the switch to delay it. But still, I like how you have to actually think a little bit to figure this stuff out. There we go. And now the switch is turned because the boomy exploded. And we can head on through. Probably don't need to, but I'm just gonna hit this checkpoint anyways. Look at this. All the detail that went into these backgrounds. I mean, it's not much, but anywhere you go, there's like a full 3D environment. Because you're rotating so much in these levels too. And you see all the mirrors and whatnot. It's pretty much the only level in the entirety of Klonoa 2 where you're actually surrounded by, surrounded the entire time by fully 3D backgrounds, 3D environments. Instead of just seeing a backdrop behind it, there's actually stuff behind the camera as well. You can't make that jump, so I have to go around the other way. And that aside, it's not very frustrating getting all the dream stones or anything. It does have a couple mirror fairies, but they're not frustrating by any means. Oh wait, not the wrong way. So I find this place to be nice leisurely. And it's just kind of a place where you can sit back, enjoy the music, have some fun with a couple of simple puzzles. And there's one platforming section that is coming up that I actually find to be very fun. I don't know why, but it's the kind of platforming that I have a lot of fun with in the Klonoa games. Just making use of the whole double jump mechanic to its fullest extent. Of course, everything is all screwy. You see all the upside down doorways and right side up doorways and stairs and whatnot. And little moons that kind of remind me of Cress for Klonoa 1. Knife. I don't know why that's there, to be honest, but whatever. Alright, Mirror Fairy. This one's pretty easy though, so don't worry. However, make sure you actually pick up this Moo right here, Flying Moo, before you jump, and there we go. Oh. Let's take care of that. I don't know why, I just love rushing through this vertical section. Just grabbing all the enemies as quickly as I can. Listening to Klonoa exclaim and enjoy as he chains lots of double jumps together. Because I love something, all those little details I like a lot about Klonoa 2 is that Klonoa says different things the more times he double jumps in succession. More backgrounds. Can you hear noises by every mirror? I don't remember hearing noises by any of the other mirrors, aside from this one and the one where I actually talked about laughter. It's a dreamstone behind me. Dreamstone stone. Whoa. Kinda weird. That artwork reminds me of, oh, what's it called? Times Square from Blinks, the Time Sweeper. Pick up these dreamstones, because as you can probably tell, you can't actually get them again. And you can't do anything here, or move at all. So, Enjoy the interesting camera angles. And we have control again. For some reason, you're facing the wrong way from the start. The whole theme and layout of the Placement Museum is pretty cool too. I think it's kind of fitting. It's just kind of a place you're looking around at everything to enjoy and whatnot. The whole level's just kind of showing off creative stuff and whatnot from the developers. Alright, so this one's pretty easy, but still enjoyable, I think. Well, puzzle type thing. So, as you probably saw, our end goal: get a charged up, a blue charged Jikuri, I think they're called actually, crystal enemy, to there. Now you see, this is an odd rotating platform that allows you to go to different rooms. Each room has an enemy on top of it, enemy statue on top of it. So it's going to belong to the Jikuri. That is blocked off. However, we can get in using this thing. However, that is blocked off, and we can get in using a boomy. Which we indeed can acquire. I just have to take time to appreciate that little horizontal door right there. I don't know why. And then using this, we can actually enter this area. Watch the explosion end here. Everything's so animated in the backgrounds. I love it. And then finally, you can enter the Jikuri's room. Right here. And do be aware that these big dream stones will disappear. If you leave the room without picking them up. So there's the Jikuri. I fell down here so I can't pick them up. But let's actually go up there like we're supposed to. Jikuris seem a lot less squishy. Not Jikuris. These electric enemies seem a lot less squishy than the other enemies when they're inflated. For some reason. Anyhow. So we need to absorb 2 enemies this thing to get by. But you'll quickly notice a problem. Might as well just skip the other enemy. We can't do this here. So, solution. I'm pressing square too early. Solution. Once again, we can actually move the boomy around. But instead of bringing the Jikuri to the boomy, let's bring the boomy to the Jikuri. And boom. I think if you leave the room before before Jikuri returns back to your hand, you actually lose it, so be careful about that. Actually wait for it to come back into your hand before you run out of the room. Alright, so blue Jikuri on ring. You can now return. Bonk. And there we go. Door opens for us for some reason. And yay, cutscene. Rather interesting one.
In a region, say you move for 10. Forest. Lunatea, in smooth. Imatu. Elusana.
up to Lunatea. Fatilion, the field elna. Farab, lem down, alud, nas elnadas.
There we go. Shun the sorrow.
Share swim down to such a leona. And not had to clear some shabbat. Do Miss Legend said Clara down for Hilla. Come Lola. Come Lola.
Why are we standing on the far left of the hall? By the edge? I never really got that in this scene. It's also always kind of bugged me. Anyways, random angsty moment with Lolo. We will see what becomes of that next time! Next episode, let's play Klonoa 2, Lunatea's Veil. Where we reach Indecision Pass, and you see what's right behind Klonoa right now. That is a bell! Yes, climactic things are going to happen next episode. Actually, there are indeed going to be some very interesting developments next episode. It's going to be a very dense episode with lots of things happening in a very short period of time. See you guys!